8:13 on a freezing November night, a man stepped out the back of a moving jet into the dark with $200,000 strapped to his body. The plane landed without him. And in more than 50 years, no one has ever found the man, the parachute, or almost any of the money. He didn't leave a name, only a thin black tie. This is the only unsolved hijacking in American aviation history. And in 2026, the FBI quietly released hundreds of new pages about it. So tonight we'll walk through what actually happened, what those new files really say, and the one question investigators still can't answer. Stay with me, because the strangest part isn't how he disappeared, it's what he did before he jumped. It's November 24th, 1971, the day before Thanksgiving. A man in a dark suit and a thin clip-on tie buys a one-way ticket in Portland, Oregon. He gives the name Dan Cooper. A wire service mix-up later turns that into D.B. Cooper, and the wrong name is the one that sticks. He boards Northwest Orient Flight 305, a Boeing 727, to Seattle. He orders a drink. He's calm. To everyone around him, he's just another tired traveler heading home for the holiday. He's about to become a ghost. Soon after takeoff, Cooper hands a note to a flight attendant. She slips it into her pocket, unread. She assumes it's a lonely man's phone number. He leans in and says quietly, "Miss, you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb." He opens his briefcase, just enough to show a glimpse, wires, and what look like red sticks. Then come the demands. $200,000 in $20 bills, 4 parachutes, a fuel truck waiting in Seattle. The crew radios ahead. On the ground, the FBI gathers the cash and photographs the serial number of every single bill. Remember that. It matters later. The plane circles for 2 hours. The 36 passengers have no idea anything is wrong. When Flight 305 lands, Cooper trades them for the ransom and lets every passenger walk free. He keeps only the pilots and 1 attendant. Then a new order. Take off again. Destination, Mexico City. But his instructions are oddly specific. Fly low, under 10,000 feet. Keep the speed down. Flaps at 15 degrees. Cabin unpressurized. These aren't random. They're the exact settings you'd choose if you plan to open a door and jump from a moving aircraft. And live. And then, the detail that still unsettles investigators. According to the files, Cooper didn't just take the parachutes. He inspected them, took one apart, as if checking that no one had sabotaged the gear. He knew the 727 had something almost no other airliner had. A staircase under the tail you could lower in flight. He knew the plane. He knew the procedure. He may have known things the crew didn't. So who's calm enough and trained enough to do all this and still order a drink and pay his tab? Here's the route. Seattle, airborne again. And then, somewhere over the dark forests of southwest Washington, he's gone. Around 8:13 p.m., a warning light blinks in the cockpit. The aft staircase is down. The crew calls back. No answer. When the plane lands in Reno, the rear stairs hang open, and Cooper, the money, and 2 parachutes are gone. He jumped into freezing rain in a business suit near 10,000 feet, with the jet doing close to 200 miles an hour. The FBI launches a manhunt they codename Norjack, Northwest Hijacking. They search the woods. They drag the rivers. Over the years, they look at more than 1,000 suspects, and they find almost nothing. No body, no parachute, no money. For 9 years, It's as if the man dissolved into the night. Then, in 1980, an 8-year-old boy named Brian Ingram is building a campfire on the bank of the Columbia River at a spot called Tina Bar. He brushes back the sand and finds 3 bundles of rotting $20 bills, about $5,800. The FBI checks the serial numbers against that 1971 list. They match. It's Cooper's money, and it only deepens things, because that's the last of it anyone's ever found. So, who was he? For decades, the leading theory points to a man named Richard Floyd McCoy Jr. Just 5 months after Cooper vanished, McCoy hijacked another jet almost the same way. Money, parachutes, a leap from the back of the plane. He was caught and convicted, and the similarities were hard to ignore. To some, it looked less like coincidence and more like a signature. But here's the problem. When the FBI lined McCoy up against the witnesses and the evidence, it never matched cleanly enough to close the case. McCoy died in 1974, so the question of whether he was really Cooper died with him unproven, and the 2026 files crown no one. Instead, they show something almost human. A bureau chasing hundreds of names, many phoned in by ordinary people. A neighbor who once bragged about skydiving. A relative with a suspiciously timed injury. Anyone, really, named Cooper. The files name others, too. In 2026, reporting highlighted a former pilot from Maine, Raymond Sidney Russell. Investigated, then ruled out. Earlier suspects were eliminated for reasons as small as the shape of a nose. Then, there's the physical evidence. Years ago, citizen researchers studying Cooper's abandoned tie reported finding rare particles on it, including titanium, hinting he might have worked somewhere industrial, like an aerospace plant. It's a fascinating lead, but its analysis by private researchers, not a confirmed FBI finding. So, we hold it loosely. And the biggest question still hangs over all of it. Did he even survive? A thin suit, no helmet, freezing rain, darkness, rough terrain. The FBI has long doubted he could have lived. But if he died out there, where is he? Where's the parachute? And why has none of the rest of that money in over half a century ever turned up? So, let's separate what we actually know. Confirmed. A man hijacked Flight 305, took the ransom, and jumped. Confirmed. In 1980, part of that money surfaced at Tina Bar. Confirmed. In 2026, the FBI released hundreds of new pages and still named no one. Unconfirmed, every theory about who he was. The McCoy link, unproven. The titanium clue, reported, not officially verified. Whether he lived or died, unknown. The FBI stepped back from the active investigation years ago, moving its resources elsewhere, not because they solved it, because, after 50 years, every road kept leading back to the same dark patch of forest. And stopping. We started at 8:13 on a freezing night, with a man stepping backward out of a plane. We have his tie, we have a fistful of ruined bills, we have hundreds of pages of careful, frustrated investigation. What we don't have, what no one has, is him. Maybe he died in those woods, and the forest kept the secret. Or maybe he walked out, lit a cigarette, and spent the rest of his life as someone's quiet neighbor. Either way, he beat the question itself. So here's what I'll leave you with. Do you think the man who called himself Dan Cooper survived that jump or not? Tell me what the evidence says to you. And if you want another case where the facts refuse to line up, that one's waiting right here.